By the end of this sequence, you will be having two main takeaways on how to build sequences with the peak pose and its variations. Sounds interesting. Namaste, welcome to Tummee.com, helping yoga teachers in their endless journey of learning, creating sequences, and sharing this knowledge. Last two sequences we spoke about how to balance chakras, but today we will talk about how to develop a sequence that involves variations of Ustrasana, which is a peak pose and also activates the Vishuddhi Chakra. We know that Vishuddhi Chakra is located at the throat, and an imbalance in the same causes thyroid and throat problems, along with a feeling of lack of freedom with speech. But an activation of the same makes a person feel happy, allows the person to be more vocal with his or her opinions. Now, because we're talking about a sequence that revolves around Ustrasana, which is a backbend and a peak pose, we need to first understand which parts of the body is engaged when doing Ustrasana. The focus is upon the thighs, the back, the shoulders, balance to do the same, and proper body alignment. Ustrasana works on Anahata Chakra and the throat chakra at the same time, but we are keeping our awareness towards the throat for this sequence. This sequence covers 41 poses in 30 minutes. You can always add longer rest periods, but also check out the number of breaths and how much time we have mentioned to hold the pose in the sequence. This will change as per your judgment when you practice and teach the same. So we have divided the sequence into two parts. Part 1, standing asanas and asanas done on knee with few easier variations of Ustrasana. Part 2, Ustrasana, some advanced variations of the same, counter asanas and cool down asana. So in the checklist, the first point of identifying which areas to work upon before entering into the asana is done. So we start with Anuvittasana, warming up the spine, sending signals that today's class is working on you, the spine. You could do some warm-ups before starting off, but starting from here is absolutely fine. Then from standing backbend, that is Anuvittasana, keep the breathing stable, keeping the focus towards the throat, and the arms that were supporting the back are now locked behind and extended. These two asanas stress upon breathing steadily because relaxed breathing will help students to achieve all variations with ease. And we started with standing asana so that students first gain stability and balance through grounding of feet. So after having the neck, shoulder, chest and the back warmed up, we move to Parivritta Utkata variation, which works on the thighs and the glutes, making it strong, and the twist in this pose strengthens the spine. It's an asymmetrical pose, so it has to be done on both sides of the body. Then release this asana and go into downward facing dog. We contracted the spine, we twisted it, and now we are stretching it along with stretching the hamstrings. Relax in this asana for ample counts. Focus on keeping the spine straight and notice the energy flowing along the spine upwards. Notice this, the number of seconds we have asked to maintain the pose for and the number of breaths mentioned. And as I said, you can change it based upon how your students are feeling in class while doing it. Then from here, flow into low lunge pose, extending the arms up, doing a slight back bend, building endurance slowly, and then from here, flow back into Chamatkarasana variation, where the leg in front is extended and the leg at the back is bent. Feel the stretch from the quadriceps to the tip of the fingers. The neck is dropped behind, giving stretch to the throat and working on the Vishuddhi Chakra. Come back to low lunge pose, go to downward facing dog and then do low lunge pose again on the other side of the body. Notice which side of the body felt a higher stretch, which side was easier to stretch. Hold this pose for longer on that side. In this entire flow from downward facing dog to Chamatkarasana variation, we ask our students to keep breathing rhythmic with movement of body. We ask students to notice each stretch so the effect is more on opening the respective muscles. Also, one more tip when teaching to do such a pose or any pose that has your neck to drop at the back, first settle down in the asana and then only drop your neck behind. Dropping of the neck should be the last thing to do in such asanas. Then we come to the first variation of Ustrasana, giving a feeling of back bend, but the back is supported by the palms. If the knees hurt, place a folded towel to avoid too much stress on the knee joints, else you can proceed. We should ensure from here onwards that students don't drop their thighs behind due to the gravity. Instead, work on bending the back behind. Then, those palms supporting the back are placed on the heels while the toes are tucked in to do Ustrasana variation with toes. Those tucked toes help in keeping the balance and students have a greater grip. Here, tell them to hold this for a longer period of time, focusing on the throat chakra because this is close to the Ustrasana pose. Next, they release the pose and go into Chaturshvanasana. Let them relax in this asana. This asana works on strengthening the shoulders, arms, and works on the core. But here, it is for them to relax and stretch their back. They could do downward facing dog also, that's also fine. Next, taking one leg in front to do Viparita Virabhadrasana, where the torso is getting stretched, the thighs are becoming strong, and the back bend is working on the spine. Then drop the knee of the leg, which is behind, down and go into Ardha Ustrasana on toe with one arm extended, and then bring that arm also down and notice your balance and your breath. We are trying to flow from one pose to another, having the spine bent in almost all asanas so that the spine just gets more stronger and prepared for the higher variations of Ustrasana. One variation of Ardha Ustrasana could be this one, with use of chair, making it easier on lines of balance and support. Then relax in Prasarita Balasana. This entire flow from Chaturshvanasana to Prasarita Balasana is done again but on the other side of the body. So our first takeaway, identify which regions need to be worked upon to be able to do the peak pose and work on stretching it, twisting it and contracting it if the peak pose asks for it. And this sequence is about the throat chakra, so keep the breathing stable along with focus on the throat. And again, beginner, intermediate, advanced students will definitely make your sequence change a lot. So be prepared for all of it. The next part we shall show more advanced variations of Ustrasana. So head to the next part of the sequence by clicking on the link on the screen. Thank you very much and take care.